I was talking to a brethren of mine today. I hadn't seen him for a minute, and I thought I'd bring this up in the conversation. But he was talking about, he was just saying he ain't watched nothing for time, and that like, he just feels like it was, what was it? It was like deserving of downtime. So like, you know that thing of I haven't achieved. There's certain things I need to do or whatever else, yeah. And because I haven't done them, I don't feel like I should sit down and watch things or game or, you know, go and do something outside of it, because this is your mind starts playing tricks on you on like, what, you're gaming and you ain't done thing. Are you sitting there and you're watching TV and that and you ain't even done whatever? And that's kind of something that I don't go through that anymore. I mean, for me, like I fully understand and I understand the importance of balance, regardless of whether I've achieved something or not. I will hold my hands up and say I do enjoy gaming, but because I do have so much things to do, I just can't even do. Lockdown was the perfect time for me because I couldn't go anywhere. Yeah. So you know what? As a little break off, I will sit there and I will play a couple games and that, and I'll fully enjoy that. Yeah. But like, just as in my general life, more time I don't. It's not that I have anything against gaming, but like, have you ever had that yourself? Like, gone through that thing of feeling like, you know what? I ain't done X, Y, and Z, and this, that, and the fourth. I just feel like by sitting there and spending X amount of hours watching this or doing that, it just doesn't feel right.
That used to be me with going out and like going to an award ceremony or going to certain things. Like it's a really weird selfish feeling where it's like, because I'm in the same profession as people that do things such as music and entertainment and so on and so forth. Sometimes, and this is me just being brutally honest, in sharing the success, knowing that you're not doing enough yourself, you just feel like I don't want to be here. Because as much as the success of this individual is fantastic, and I personally feel it's just a very loud reminder of how badly I could be potentially doing within myself. So me personally, I don't even know if that's even still gone. I think I still have it. I tend to shy away from situations where people who are doing really, really well are all together, because I just feel like I don't want to be a passenger anywhere in life. And if I feel like a passenger, irrespective if I know everyone or not, I will feel like a passenger, and I just don't put myself there. Because I'm like, nah, I want to be. And I know it's totally in my head. I actually know it hasn't
what's
gone.
So interesting? It's like the difference between feeling and reality. Perception and reality. Because you know what, like, your feeling, how you feel is valid. No one can't tell you that you can't feel that way. That's a genuine feeling. Yeah. But you step in that room with amongst other people, and there's someone else that will come in that room and think, I can't stand next to you. Like, look up, like, my man's doing all of this and whatever, but that is not going to take away from the fact of how you feel.
Yeah,
you get what I'm saying?
I hear you. It's just, but the killer is, it's so mad that if I'm doing what I need to do, then I don't give a shit. Yeah. It's not necessarily about status. It's just that person, I just saw their show yesterday, all right? That person there got something happening this weekend, or this person there has released something tonight. And then I go, I've done it in the past 2-3 weeks. I've done it in the past 3 weeks. I've done it in the past month. This ain't enough. And then I disappear, and I'm just like in my house for like a period of time. So I started off the part of the conversation saying I don't do it, and I'm like, no wait, I still do it.
Do it, yeah.
I still do it.
And you know what don't help is that time flies. So you start at the beginning of the year, and you're like, all right, cool, this, that, and the fourth, plan certain things, whatever it is. Then all of a sudden it's September.
Brother.
And you're like, hold on a minute. Yeah, I've done things, but like, like, where's the time gone? What did I do? You start like really calculating, what did I do? And it's all relative. It's mad relative, because you know what? All of what I did to someone else is going to be like, that's what they would like. That's their achievement. They might be thinking, if I could have a year like that, then I'm in a place. But this is all relative. For me, there's a certain type of year I want to have, or I'm looking to have. And it may not align with what some people might not get it. But if it doesn't go in a certain type of way, it doesn't get me down. But I do think, shit, bruv, I'm wasting time. I'm wasting time.
I think like that at the time, and I'm a prisoner to the moment for like a month, and then throughout time you realise without that and without that thought process and without that whole situation manifesting, you would never have the thought process you have now, which brings you into the future for you to be a better person, to be more equipped to deal with situations. So essentially,
oh boy, J5 is in here.
You can't come in with a dog
what
this
the
big,
heck
fam.
is going on?
Go sit over there, fam.
What's going on?
Hello, you're right, my G. You're right, cuz.
This is.
Hello, Gigi. How are you? You alright? I'm good. Sorry.
J5 is in here, everyone.
Hi, man. You're sitting over there with that dog. Well done. You're right, G. How are you? Nice to meet you. Oh, nice to meet you.
Hello.
Big man.
Hey. How you doing? You alright?
Sorry, my Gigi.
No,
not till the dog gets out.
Cool dogs.
Wait, let me tell you
It's a
something.
security dog. Say I want to laugh and I jump over there too vividly.
I
Then
ain't
what?
seen him so quiet.
Of course.
As long as no one does anything dumb, like he's calm.
What's dumb?
What's dumb?
Like don't start play fighting and doing. Don't start play fighting and doing dumb stuff. That he thinks is.
Oh yeah, I
But
hear
this
that.
the
'Cause he
thing,
thinks
I
it's
don't-
he thinks it's war.
You don't know the difference.
But Big man, I don't know him, and he don't know me. So what type of? It's not like I can have a conversation with him.
Like-
No, I know this guy.
If I walk in the room and I'm calm with everyone and like see how we're talking and it's jokes and I shook your hand,
Yeah.
he won't do nothing dumb. If I walked in and I was a bit hostile and I was looking around,
Right.
then he'd be looking at you a bit different. But
Do you know what? I'll be honest with you. I sensed that the dog was calm.
Yeah.
Just because the dog walked in, there's people in here, and it didn't get excitable.
Didn't get mad, yeah. Like
Yeah, I don't like them ones. You know when a dog walks in and sees people and it starts going all mad and all of that stuff. I'm funny about that. But when a dog walks in and it just matches the energy that I'm already on, then I'm like, yeah, I can work with that one.
I think yesterday he went sick at a cameraman because the cameraman kept on doing this, but he don't know the difference between a weapon or a camera.
Right.
And I'm like to him, alright, cool, just let me put him away. But you see all of this stuff you're doing, he doesn't know the difference. Like,
You're making it seem like everyone else is in the wrong for this. Big
No,
man, you can't have the dog in environments that he don't understand. That is not my fault. I'm not a dog. I'm a human. I want to be in an environment for humans. Dog must be in park and outside in yard, not in podcast
dog,
environment.
You can't buy him. Like you see, if anyone's doing anything mad, I know he's got my back.
Right.
Dog's got you.
Yeah.
Don't know about
What
people
the
like,
fuck do you think me and Chuckie are gonna do?
No, shit, I'm not bumping out outside.
Yeah, no,
That's
I'm,
fair
you know
enough.
what,
That's fair
to
enough.
be honest with you, I'm good with. I'm alright with them.
Yeah,
so.
like dogs.
I'm only like, and I think we talked about this before. It's always one of them techie ones, yeah, where I mean, I'm not putting you in this scenario, so I don't want anyone to take what I'm saying as something that you are saying. But I'm saying, you know, you link a gal or whatever, yeah. And she's like, yeah, come over or whatnot. You go to the yard, you knock on the door. Roof, 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 roof. I'm like, yo, well, you could have warned me about this one. Put that one in the back. Because see, when I'm upstairs and I start getting to work, I don't want this dog thinking that I'm harming or that there's you understand what I'm saying?
Chuckie,
because
a
I
lot
can
of
get
people-
flamboyant with the thing.
Exactly, and a lot of people are new to YouTube. Do you know why I don't really with animals? Because I was doing YouTube from early, and the videos I got watched the most when good animals go bad.
Yeah, you see when animals are not trained, yeah. You see like guys, I've got eyes, a security dog, he's trained, yeah.
Right.
And people are more scared of that. He is less likely to do something dumb than a dog that's not trained.
Right.
Dog that's not trained just feels mad. As soon as he just feels,
That is
I
true
don't like
still,
you,
though.
he's skagging out. I got a French bulldog who's more vicious than this one.
Right. Is that the one that's not trained?
He's not trained. He just gets excited.
Yeah,
Like
'cause
he's lovely, but he'll get excited and like I was play fighting one time and he bit me like because he got a bit excited. He will never do that.
Right.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
J5, I'll tell you a story about it happening in SeaWorld. There was a whale called Tilican, and he went over there and he was trained. From my understanding, after the doc, Tilican hurt several people. He made several children cry, but he's a killer whale. And guess what? That's what they do.
Yeah,
And you see, dogs, I don't care
whale.
how much you train them. There's just certain things, dogs, that's just in them.
Right.
And in the right environment, they just might express it. Doesn't matter how much you train them. I believe we're all God's creatures. You put them in the environment they're meant to be in, I don't know what will happen. So I stay away from them. I just stay away.
Hey, so you came in the part of the conversation when we was talking about. I was chatting to my brethren today, yeah, and he was saying to me that like there's certain targets, yeah, that he's just trying to just hit, or certain things that he's just trying to do in life, and it was more. To be more specific, yeah, when we were just talking, he was like, oh yeah, I haven't caught up in the pod for ages. I haven't watched anything on YouTube for time or whatnot. More so because like, you know, there's just certain things that I just need to do. And it's that guilt of having downtime when you feel like you've got things to do. And like I relate to that massively. Me and him just talking about, because like that's something that I've gone through countless times where I'm feeling like, you know what? I wouldn't even mind sitting down for a few hours a day or whatnot, playing games, for example. But like, you know what? I personally right now can't do that because there's just things that I just feel like I need to. Have you had like? Is that something that's gone with you?
Yeah, I get that a lot. So and with people around as well. So say for example, my managers will have my calendar, and I have 3 days where I'm not doing anything, and I just want to chill. They're like, but you're free. I'm like, bro, but I've been working the whole month every day. And then now it gets to a point where it's in your head saying I shouldn't really have 3 days. I shouldn't have days where I should be busy. I could be doing more. So yeah, I do get that message with you a bit. That messed with me a while. But like now, if I need to chill, I'm chilling. Because when I'm working, like we left studio at 3 a.m. yesterday. From here, we're going to go studio. Like we're leaving studio 3 a.m. every day. It's not healthy to just be working like that. So yeah, I take breaks, man. Like on the weekend, I'm not doing nothing. Just me and my daughter, we're chilling.
Right.
That's nothing on the weekend.
Yeah, that's proper.
With the dogs?
Yeah. I got 2 of them. That's Ghost. I got another one, Vader, who's the same size, and I got a small one.
Vader.
So Ghost and Vader, they're brothers.
The other one's called Ghost. Not the big one.
Yeah, so 2 big ones and 1 little.
No,
one.
the big one's called Ghost.
He's called Ghost.
Big man, how big is he for him to call Ghost? What is this?
He's only 2. He's gonna
2.
Yeah, get a bit bigger.
2 rascal.
And he's called Ghost, but everyone can see him.
To be honest, I didn't name him. He came as Ghost. That was like
Yeah. It's mad, you know. I think no matter what where you are in life, that can always. I don't think like loads of people can look at someone and think that they will get to a point in their life or their career where that just doesn't happen. But I don't think that there's a thing that you can achieve that will forever get rid of it. You know that, or am I wrong?
I don't know.
I've never lived forever, so I don't have a fucking clue. But I would say one thing is, I think it just comes down to the man and like an understanding. Like the worst thing about things in your mind that exist in your mind, if you begin to believe that and it has no place in reality, then I just feel like you going mad. So there's bare times where like I'll be thinking something and I'm like, yeah, but it's my feelings. Like a lot of people are attached to that, but that's how I feel. Because I'm not attached to that. I'm attached to, but what's actually happening?
Okay.
So occasionally in a moment, yeah, I might be attached to what I feel, but you give me like just a couple of days, I'm like, nah, this doesn't make sense. Apart from this thing we're talking about here, which might hold me down a bit more, purely because it's my work, it's my whole life. So that's a little bit more, it's my passion. That's a bit more hard to detach, but my behavior patterns won't consistently display that level of thought process that's in my head because I know it's madness to a certain extent. I know it's not reality. I have every right to be in every room with everyone for what I've done. I've done a lot of work, so I shouldn't feel inadequate in any capacity because this might have done a lot of work for a year, but I've done a lot of work for like 10, 15 years. So what the hell's wrong with me? So that's the reality of it. But then, yeah, in the heat of the moment, sometimes it's just like...
I fight it anyway, blood. I fight it.
How do you fight it?
So if I'm sitting there and I'm saying to myself, like, you know what? I ain't even, the last few days or the last week or whatnot, I feel like I ain't even really done anything. But I do want to watch this, but it's like 2.5 hours long. I might start watching it and then I start thinking to myself, Chucks, bro. Like, you got things that you need to do. Now, do you know what? Fuck it. Like, right now, even if I stop watching this, I'm not going to do what I need to do right this second anyway. Because it's late. Do you understand what I'm saying? Yeah. Tomorrow, I'll just try to make the effort to connect some type of dot. Because for me, sometimes that's all I need, you know, at times. I don't even need to do, like, I don't necessarily need to film something or, you know, work the whole day. Sometimes connecting one dot, however it looks, gives me a level of fulfillment. Yeah. Even if it's just putting 2 people on the phone together to do something. Or, you understand what I'm saying? Or
but you shouldn't go to bed unless you've done that anyway. That's one thing I suggest. If this is your life and you've gone to bed and you've had a free day, I just don't don't believe that ever exists.
Do you have a weekly to-do list?
No, I got a diary.
See, I've just set up a weekly to-do list, and I'll try and tick off as much of that to-do list early in the week. So later in the week, I'm doing fuck all. If I can tick off as many of those things as possible, then I can chill. If I don't get through everything, then I can't chill. And that's how I kind of get around feeling like I ain't done. Or you're just going to constantly... Because I can always have something to do. I can always make a beat 24 hours a day.
Yeah.
So I have to. Yeah, I can't. I have to have a to-do list saying, okay, cool. I'm making 5 beats this week. If I make 3 on Monday, cool. Yeah, I'm on a roll. Tuesday, I can chill the whole week and not feel away because I did my weekly. Do you know what I mean? So that's how I just get around it.
One thing as well, not to like, because now we're talking about it more. I'm doing more thinking about it. And I'm like, right, it really is actually crazy to do what I'm doing. I don't think I'm going to do it after this. I've just realised I'm insane.
Is it?
We all have different responsibilities. Your responsibilities determines the type of individual you are. It determines the type of way in which you go about your life and the things in which you do. So if someone's responsibilities are a little bit more hard hitting, then they potentially don't have the amount of time that someone else might have. Yeah. So for you to compare yourself to them in terms of outcome, knowing that you don't even have the amount of time that person has, that's actual insanity. So if you get to a month and go, they've done this much more than me, it's like, well, duh. You got like 9 kids. What the fuck, man? I'm surprised that you was even able to do that. Well done, geezer. So it's about actually managing expectation realistically with your responsibilities. Because like you said, you got a daughter. Yeah. If you just focused on working every single day, your daughter could turn 5 years old, start walking, doing bare things, and you figure out where have I been when all of this stuff's been happening.
And you just miss bare moments.
But if you ain't got no pickney, then big man, you kind of just, it's kind of easier for you to do that, I guess. Right. So.
A random one, you not record music here?
Yeah, man.
That's close. This is a 6 setup still.
Yeah, man.
Shout out Dan. Savage Dan.
Originally, originally it was always just a music studio. Yeah. We just came and changed up shit.
It's nice.
You know what I'm saying?
Chuckie just came in. Fam, this was actually, to be fair, it's all you. Because when you come in and we started doing the podcast, Dan had to now create something that he's never even seen off the back of the podcast.
Yeah, because when we started the pod, bro, there was no, it's not like how it is now. There's bare pods. Yeah. When we started the pod, there wasn't an example of what a pod really looked like. So when I met Dan, man, I'm like, yo, I want to record a pod. He was like, well, what do you need? I said, I need a mic because we was in a different studio. Yeah. And there was like a couch like this, and then there was like another couch like this here. And then you had this set up there. Yeah, in a different studio. Yeah. I'm like, just give me a mic there and just give me a mic there and just record it. Yeah. And in his head, he's like, what? Like, but you know what? We did it. Things have changed. And like, there's a whole, like, you see what it's like now. Do you get what I'm saying? And also with that, at the time when we started doing the pods and whatnot, more people that were inspired to want to do it would ring and say, "Rah, like, where can I find a use Dan Studio? Dan Studio." And the next minute, his team's mad busy. Yeah. Then he got another studio over there. Then started, doing a mix of both between doing this like sessions and then doing pods. Yeah. And then got this space, which is now like, how many studios is in here altogether? There's 4 studios. There's one that's specifically a podcast room. 2 that's a podcast room. And then there's 2 that's like this, innit? So this and the next one back there. My man will show you it.
Yeah, it's proper setup still. I was looking in there, the booth is looking all correct and still.
How are you, my bro? You good?
I can't complain, keeping busy.
Life alright?
Yeah, falling back in love with music, so.
Falling back in love?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Man. Yeah.
When did you fall out of it?
I feel like the last 2 years I've not really been, kind of just been, do you know what it is? Yeah, like I can make songs. So the last 2 years I'd make songs and I wouldn't care as much. I'd be like, let's get it out. I wouldn't put the same amount of love or detail into it as like now I'm back in the zone. Like we need 8 live strings. We're going to the studio, doing it properly. Right. Again, I actually enjoy it again. Yeah. I just have phases where, do you know what I mean? Not feeling it.
I swear you had that. Or didn't we talk about this a while ago? About falling out of love with music.
Yeah, I said you I fell out of love with music.
Yeah. Was that this year?
Yeah, I think it was this year.
Do you remember why?
Yeah. But it was more like, do you know what it is? I think at the start it was more external, me blaming everyone else, and then you look at it and you go, raw, like that whole process that I was going through when I was falling in love with music and I was listening to music and all of that, I didn't do any of that. So then my whole approach to music completely changed. So therefore that process of me listening to a song and loving music, it wasn't there anyway. So of course I wasn't going to love it. And then when I started thinking about like what I used to do, I was just like going to my dad's house, playing vinyls again, just playing loads of different vinyls from back in the day. I started asking my dad about certain songs, and then I'd hear songs, I'm going, oh my God, that's the sample for that song. And then all of a sudden, the routine of it just came back, and now I'm back in a place where it's just, I love Future.
You know when he always goes on.
Yes!
You're like my brother.
Brother?
What? Hey, if I debate any artist being better than Future, it's
no point.
War in that household.
Better than Bob Marley.
He's their dad.
Their dad.
Like, he's cool. He's good. He's the dad. I'm like,
Better than Bob
Dad.
Marley, man, saying.
man
said
said
that.
Bob Marley.
That's what I'm saying. You need to stop
Hey,
saying
hey.
things like that about better
You
than
said
Bob
that, you
Marley.
said that.
My brother behind the camera. When? Where's CCTV?
Roll
Where's
it back.
CCTV?
Roll it back.
VA, what?
Yeah, you man can't
Or never
disrespect
say.
Bob
No,
Marley.
you can't do that.
Nah.
Do you know what? Anytime I usually fall out of love with music, yeah, I end up going back and just listening to old shit.
Fair.
I feel like there was a period of time for me, yeah, where I fully just. Do you know what? It wasn't that I just fell out of it, yeah, fell out of love with it. I found it more difficult for me to find good music. So I'm always looking for good music, yeah. And sometimes in certain periods, it's easier for me to find, yeah. Usually it can come from like, I could listen to one artist and then, you know, it can take me to another artist or whatever it may be, yeah. But there was a period where it just, I felt like I'm digging and I just can't even find stuff that I like. Can't find anything that I like training to. I can't even find anything I like driving around running errands to. I can't find nothing that I like being with a gal with. So now, you know what? Fuck it. There's a big catalogue of music from back in the day that I will forever love, and I just go back to that.
Yeah.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
What was your listening strategy like in finding new music at the time where you weren't like loving it?
When I wasn't loving it.
Yeah.
It was the same as like what I was trying to do when I did love it. So like,
What is it?
if I find an artist that I like, yeah, then I will try to find like similar artists that maybe I may not know about off the back of this artist. So I'll just research who this artist is, where they come from, whatever it is, yeah, or even the style, and then I'll just try and find other artists that are like a stem off the back of it, and then just try. And that's why I got a playlist on Spotify called Avoiding the Noise. It's as simple. It's for that. It's for that.
I need guys to send me music. I don't know where to find music. I don't listen to music.
Are you serious?
Bro, you see, like, I go studio, I'm making music all day. My ears are ringing by the time I leave. I'm not listening to nothing. I want silence. Then I have to wake up and go listen to the same song 1,000 times before you guys hear it. I don't listen to no new music. All I hear is what I'm doing.
Do you know what? Yeah, this is the sad thing about like what we're saying, which some people at home might not even understand. This love for music starts as a consumer, and it could continue as a consumer. That's probably the reasons why people that are not involved in music business probably love music more than us, because they've only ever been a witness to the end product. When you see the procedure within it, it just takes a little bit of gloss away from that end product. You know, sometimes you kind of want to believe the fantasy of these two people were in studio at the same time. I don't want to believe that he just fucking sent him an email and he just put a verse. I don't want to believe that. I want to believe that they were all there at the same time. So it's easier to have sort of fantasy that when you get in and you see the arguments and the nonsense and then the things that you have to do in order to make the music, such as listen to the same song for like 1 month, that just ruins everything.
Do you know what? Selfishly, this is the part that I like, only because like I enjoy being in the studio, but luckily I only need to be there for a day. So I'm only hearing or seeing what's going on for one day. But I also understand it's so repetitive, isn't it? Like, it's just mad repetitive. But I like seeing the debates. I like seeing I like seeing the competitive thing where a man's writing the bar and whatnot, and then he might deliver the bar. I like watching the process of how people record their bars as well.
That's still a consumer though. You're
right,
almost,
I'm doing
it's
it
like
from exactly.
Yeah, it's like a fan running into the.
Yes,
it's a fan
like,
for the
exactly.
day.
It's like me going to like a movie set.
Yeah.
Like most people will tell you, yo, you don't want to be all day. It's boring.
Yeah.
But if I'm just there for like a few hours of the day or whatever,
lively,
it's amazing.
The truth is, the actual sessions where we're creating the music, lively, we're lit. It's when they leave, then because I don't just make beats. So you can make beats and then get a person to vocal it, and that's the song. A lot of people think that's what it is. I make a basic idea. It would be drums and a melody. The artist will do that. I'll listen to what the artist has done. I'm like, okay, cool. We need a sax, or we need a string, or we need this. And then you've got to now start arranging that stuff. Now, the sax man doesn't just instantly play. What he comes and does 1,000 takes. He's doing bare of them. And you got to sit down for 3-4 days going through every single take, choosing the best bits. And you probably use 1% of what he does. And then you go and you do the same thing for the strings. Then you get the bass man, you do the same thing. So when I'm doing a song like Must Be, I spent 2 months doing that song. I don't want to hear it ever again by the time I'm done.
Must
like,
be boring.
yeah. Like I spend 2 months. Like
Man,
like it's like if you're just making a beat, it's calm, easy, quick. You're
Right.
banger, drop it. If you're producing a song, it's very different. It's a very different process.
Yeah. When do you start like? This is the
That's
thing that I always find interesting as well. Yeah, being in the studio and watching producers and that. Yeah, I see the process of like making the beat or whatever, and then to me, when I'm in the studio, to me, always gets to a point where it's like, yeah, this sounds proper now.
Mm-hmm.
But then you added more food to it, and then more food to it, and then more, and then I'm like, wait, when do you? At what point do you say, I'm gonna stop cooking now?
When it's good enough, I
How do you quantify that?
overproduce. I'll do way more than is necessary, and then start deleting. And then after you delete and you have a process mixing, innit? So when the song's not mixed, you start filling up. You're trying to fill up gaps, but sometimes the vocal might be big enough to take up that space. So when you mix it, you realize, yo, that extra sound you're playing is too much. It's clashing with my man's melody. But you don't really notice that until you start really mixing the thing. So when you're mixing the song, and you get to a point where the mix sounds good, you kind of stop. You take out like what you hear on a finished song for me is probably 50% of what was done,
Right.
or what was played. There's a lot more deleting than actual adding.
Right.
If that makes sense.
Yeah. Have you ever gone in the studio? Yeah, heard a beat from a producer that's like cooking something for you. Yeah, on the first listen or the first time you've gone there, it sounds lit. Then you've left. Come back a few days later or a week later, and then it's a whole different type of food, and you don't like it now.
Demoitis.
Not so much with me because I'm too stush. Like it needs to be going in the direction that I would like, and most people know I'm a bit stubborn anyway. So I'll just be like, I ain't doing nothing.
That's a big problem though. So artists get demoitis.
Yeah.
A&Rs are the worst. They get demoitis. So if you send them a version of a song, it don't matter what you do to the second version, they will always prefer the first version. So I don't send artists hate me. I don't send them the song. I'm banking on you forgetting what it sounded like, so that when I send it to you,
Right.
you're not telling me it sounds worse, bro. The first version was a kick and a hi hat, bro. There was no melody. How are you telling me that it was better? He's like, yo, that was what inspired me. Listen, my guy, I can't put my name on that. Which, you know what I mean? So I don't send the artist the song. More time, the artists that I get along with most are the ones who trust my process,
yeah.
and I trust them. So like, if me and Burner are in the studio, like, he's
That
letting me
sounds
do
so
my
lit.
thing.
Pause.
He's
Rewind and start again.
I'm just talking about
If me up Burner in the studio, I just want to hear that again.
Yeah, no, like if we're in the studio, like
Yeah.
literally, like he's letting me do whatever the hell I want.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? When I'm working with artists, I'm like, nah, I'm not sure about it. I'm like, bro, you ain't even heard the let me finish, let me land.
But you know, there is more time. It's like, this is what I'm saying to you about music. Everyone's approach to music was probably the similar thing. Like, you just made it with your friends, and there was an understanding, and there's trust there before you even fucking play the key. Like, you trust this person anyway. And then when it becomes a whole business relationship, like, you trust, but you don't trust, but you kind of trust, but it's just a very confusing process now. So there's more arguments before you get to the end product than there is actual conversation. So again, and those are the things that will put you off music and make you go, oh, this is a bit long.
That, yeah? Like, one thing I've clocked is when I'm working with artists quite early, they give me 100% control. It might be bad on my part, and the control gets less and less and less as they get bigger.
Yeah.
Yeah, it gets less because they're now more confident in themselves. So, for example, people are like, oh, you work with Hus less. And I'm like, because now he actually has a thing that I might not agree with that sound. I don't want to do a whole project that's straight. So I'm not doing the project because I think you've got more to say. Do you know what I mean? So then when the artists are more confident, you lose control. You lose a bit. Do you know what I mean? When you're making beats, you don't care. When you're producing something,
It's a different thing.
it's very different. You're saying, cool, you've spoken about this. You haven't touched on this. You've spoken about this. You haven't touched. You know what I mean? You've made a song that fits with this. But where's the emotional one? Where's the one that... And then when that process goes away, that's when I fall out of love with music. Because then I'm going studio, we're just going to make music for shake your ass music.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
Right.
if we're just doing that,
Yeah.
I don't enjoy it anymore.
Yeah.
Like, I want some shit that...
Substance.
Yeah, someone who's depressed is going through something, wants to hear it. And you, like, artists, you've been through it. Let's touch on that. Do you get me? And then a man would tell you, just make the beat. I'm like, okay, cool, I can't do it.
Yeah, I hear that.
Do you know what I mean? So, yeah.
Have you got...
That's
I've got
lit.
better questions. Wait. Who's the most particular
The most particular.
artist that you've worked with? Doesn't have to be a negative though, but just the most particular.
See, I don't work with artists that I'm not that cool with, and they're not my friends. So no one's really particular with me.
But
People
you
can
don't have to.
become
You don't. They don't have to. They don't
Yeah.
have to. They don't have to not be your. It doesn't have to be that though.
So
Because
Dave, I say Dave is the most particular, as in he wants his music to sound a certain way at first, and if I'm trying to change that, Dave would just say to me, Joe, Jay, them drums are shit, like outright. And I just have to laugh and say, cool, man's changing the drums because he wants it a certain way.
Yeah.
But then I also tell him, you got no flair, bro. Where's the character?
Yeah, pattern.
Do you get me? And we'll both fix up. So he's the most particular, but he's probably the one I've learned the most of. Because I didn't really care about content when I started doing music. I was just like, if the vibe's right, don't no one care what you're saying. Just make sure people are dancing.
Serious?
That's when I started music. Just get the vibe right.
What country you from?
Ghana.
Ghana, yeah, man.
Just get the, when I started, as long as the vibe's right. A lot of people like don't care. Like, they just hear the bass line drop and they go nuts. More time, people don't even realize what man's saying until the 10th listen.
You're right.
But you know what it is?
And I'm
I agree, but I disagree though.
Now I've changed my perspective.
Do you know why
I
disagree?
agree with you, but I know he's going to disagree with that.
This is the reason why I agree and I disagree. It's the consumer. The consumer. Who is your consumer?
Yeah.
And that will determine how strong that argument is or isn't. And I would say, yes, for us to go number one in this country, they don't care what you have to say. But then I go, do I care about half the people in this country? No. So then it's like in my audience, because I've always got to talk to a particular audience. And if people feel left out, so be it. So when I say my audience is like, well, the audience I believe I'm talking to is the people that make the music, a part of the music, a part of the culture, then yeah, they do care what you got to say. Yeah. They actually do care, do you know what I'm saying?
And I definitely do. And this is the thing, I get killed for it sometimes, innit? Because like, even with Hus, I love Hus.
Yes.
But I have said as well, like, when he comes back, I want to learn something from him. People always usually say, oh, nah, but he, like, whatever. And the arguments are always plausible and I fully understand it, innit? But sometimes I'm like, you know what? Like, for me, and it's just me, nobody don't kill me. I'm just saying, like, sometimes I want, like, this Don has experienced so much things and gone through so much. I want to hear about it in an artistic way. Do you get what I'm saying? Whether it be in through a party record or a gangster thing or a gal thing or whatever it is. I'm not a fucking artist, so I don't really know. All I know is that there's a level of genius that these people have. Use that to, you know, tap into somebody like me.
You see what you just said, yeah? Is literally, see Hus's next project. I am not involved in the project at all. For that exact reason. If we're not going to talk about certain things, I'm not doing it. We'll do it on the 4th album. You do this one, get out your system, make the party records. But if we're not going in on certain topics, I'm not touching this project. And that's why I'm not involved in the project.
Right.
I don't have one song on the next. We got bare songs, not on his album. Drop your album, and then when you're ready to talk about some shit, we'll do an album.
I'm glad J Hus is doing that though.
Yeah, like,
I'm glad he's not talking about it. Because this is the one thing we take away. Do you know what, yeah? I feel sorry for people that have the role that J Hus has, or has the role that Dave has, or has the role that any of these guys have. Because we begin to feel obligated to get information out of them. Not saying you, I'm just saying from a consumer standpoint, we feel because we've invested time and money into this product, we should get a return that we want. And we separate everything like, how old is this person? Have they even comprehended what they've gone through? Are they mature enough to understand it so they can articulate it in a way for us to actually sonically like? Or is it going to be like Ray J, I hate it first? Is it going to be that type of immaturity? Or is it going to be like 2 years later you're able to articulate it in a way? Banger, bro, but like if I play it with my mom's like, what the hell is he talking about? When I tell her, she's like, turn it off. But if it was a little bit more maturer, he could have been I hit it first and a much more, I don't know, more, do you know, a different, he could have conveyed it in a different way, but he didn't even give himself the opportunity to do that because he felt the need that I've got to get this information out to the public.
I believe he can do it.
I'm not saying, but I'm saying, does he want to do it? I know he can do it, but if he doesn't want to do it, it's gonna sound shit in comparison to when he's like, I'm ready to do this, you know. That's just gonna sound like fire.
Can I just say? And I understand, and I'm with you on that. And I'm also saying that he doesn't have to do it.
Yeah.
But if you're asking me as a music head what I like and what I would like to see and what I believe that he has the ability to do in a certain type, I'm not asking, and I'll say this with all due respect to, you know, let's say Central, even though Central that in his album has said certain things or whatever, I wouldn't really so much expect that from him. Like, especially not right now. Do you get what I'm saying? It's just not something, but with him and his ability and how good he is and how good he is at putting words together, and also not even just that, like at the stage of, you know, this next album, because he's put a couple of albums out already, he's put projects out before. For me personally, I feel like I would love for it to be the perfect time now. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But that's me.
That's because you're greedy, consumers.
absolutely.
We're greedy. I'm the same.
Absolutely.
And Chuckie, believe me,
Absolutely.
I'm exactly the same.
But
I'm
you
greedy.
see what you said,
Right.
yeah? I've never looked at it that perspective, but I don't see it that way at all. From working with us, from first song, every song we've done is based on a true story. As in, I'm picking him up from somewhere and he's talking about the situation. The only way I know how to work with the guy is true. We just do what's going on.
Okay.
So when it becomes we're winging it and it's just this way, I don't even know how to do that.
Right.
I don't want to be part of that because if we do it and it's not right, the first thing they don't go, oh, Hus didn't do it well. They go, JAE5, how do you let that come out?
Oh,
I'm not like
No,
I am
I think you're right.
associated fully.
No, you're right for
whether
doing your
I've
thing.
done it or not.
Yeah, you're right.
People don't let if Hus does something that's not sick, they go JAE5. If he does something that's sick, they go Hus sick.
Right, yeah.
Lose for me. So I'm not doing it if I'm
It's
not
just like that
fully-
with football and
It's
managers.
not
isn't it?
lose for you. I saw the
like-
size of your ring. I saw the size of that dog. If that's losing,
Nah,
I'm going
I
to lose
can-
with you.
But
Fucking
it's kind
ungrateful
of,
guys.
That's quite
Exactly.
synonymous to what like football managers, isn't it?
What's that?
So
Yeah,
it's
of course.
like if the team is playing shit, then it's all the manager's fault, right?
Yeah.
But then if the team is playing really well,
the
then they look at it's the
Yeah,
players.
but like
right?
the science of life is the science of life.
yeah,
We
no,
can
it is.
argue with it until the end of time, but
I
like
would
the
argue
role
with
you
it.
choose is the role you choose.
Yeah.
The rewards from that role are the rewards from that role, and the things that you don't get rewarded for, you don't get rewarded for. So I understand what you lot are saying, but who gives a shit?
But in
Deal
my
with it.
position, I can choose when I want to manage or not.
Right.
No.
So I can take my time and say, okay, get out your system, and when you're ready to talk about
Come
it,
back
we'll
to
get
me.
back to it.
Right.
So
that'll
I'm
be
not
the
saying
best.
I'm not saying don't do it. I'm
Yeah.
saying do what you want until you're ready to do it the way I know how to do it. And, then
And
we'll get to it.
I'm also not saying do it now. But I'm saying do it at some point.
Oh, no. I'm with you.
I'm with
I
you.
want it now.
I said
I'll be real. I'm just greedy. I'm
I
a
wanted
greedy
it.
consumer.
No.
I want it
I'll
right
go
now.
one better, Po.
Yeah.
I wanted it yesterday.
Oh, Ross Clark. Well, big
Yeah.
man, that's earlier than me.
Strong.
Come on, fam. So
My bad.
I'm with you, but then if I was just like sometimes, obviously, you know, I've been in it for so long. When you sit down with the artist and they tell you what they're going to and all that, I'm like, big man, you know what? Sort out them things there. And when you're ready, no problem. Because it's only when I see the effects of an artist or any person in front of the camera giving a piece of their life and then the results they get from it, and they're not able to like deal with it maturely. And I'm not suggesting this is the case of J Hus. I'm just saying it in general.
Right.
Sometimes I even feel bad
Fair.
for tweeting and saying, "Big man, where is this? Where is that?" And then you see,
Where is he?
He's active, you know. He's active. He's been working. He's actually made some fucking good music.
Is it?
Bro, he's made some good music. He's been active. I just don't know when anything's coming out. Like, as I said, I'm not.
You got yourself in some hot water. Did you see what happened to him? Did you see what happened?
What?
What was it? What was it? You tweeted out the What was it? Was it you that put out the track listing and all of that? Or
Bro,
said-
you see, people can't. I'm gonna stop this tweet. People
Yeah, do
can't
it
tell when
now.
I'm joking. You know.
Oh, when
As
it was-
in, somebody like I'll tweet, yeah, just chilling with my daughter. Yeah, we don't care. Where's Hus's album? I'll be like, yo, release it. We don't care. Where's Hus's album? So I was like, oh, it's coming on the 15th. Fuck it, take it. I literally, fuck it, take it. Bro, the way people took that thing serious, yeah, they savaged me online. Oh, I held corn.
Serious?
Oh, the corn I held was real.
Real life?
Real life, bro.
I'm
People
gonna show
see
you
me in the
something.
street say, you, yeah. Like, bro, I
Let me show you
held
something.
Real life corn?
corn. Guys,
Yeah.
guys
Welcome
was
to the
on-
world.
Guys was on me. I said, yeah, you know me, yeah, I've clocked. Everything I do on Twitter is 90% of it is in a jokey manner. But
Okay.
people don't read it that way. So now I'm just having to like, okay, cool.
It's not that. It's
Yeah.
your Twitter has an engaged audience that understand you. But when you say J Hus's album's involved, I don't follow you. Now I believe that that's what's happening. So if I don't follow, so I'm not in your engaged
Yeah,
audience. So
yeah,
I'm one of the ignorant guys. So I go, what? So when it doesn't come, I'm like, that guy's a liar, fam. Do you reckon I'm not monitoring everything you say on your character? It's just the things that are heightened.
My girl was playing a video, yeah, in the house, and the video started like this: Jonathan Kweku, our tree mensa. Like the way it started, I was like, bro, have I done something? Cancellation's about to. Like I thought I was about to get cancelled. I'm like, who have I offended? And then she just went on to say, you told us on the 15th. I was like, bruh, you made my heart drop because of this tweet. Like I'm ready to call Loy on the phone and say, yo, like, as she did like a 5-minute intro, it just felt like it was, she's about to say something mad.
Yeah, it's mad how people just like, forever as well, whatever Hus does, whether he disappears or whatever it may be, or something goes on, people are going to come to you and be like, yo, what going with,
That's beautiful.
what's happening with,
Yeah, no, it's
That
nice.
is
It's nice, but it
beautiful.
also becomes frustrating when you generally, I'm not in control of it. I
Right.
do not.
it's
know.
almost it would be, at
not know.
one point, You see, like, where if, like, say you touch the road, someone says, yo, where's Chucks?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, Chucks is just doing... After the 9,000th where's Chucks, there's going to be a time where you're going to be like, big man, fucking tweet him yourself, brother.
Don't know.
But guess what? I'm not J5.
Yeah.
So I shall be tweeting him, asking for J Hus. That's the way the world works, man.
I've accepted it now.
Yeah, of course. One of the... when I, like, today, I was just looking at some things. I went on Twitter and I typed your name in, and one of the first things that came up was someone said, I will never forgive J5 for telling us that J Hus was dropping this year. Full stop.
I respect that, man.
I will never.
Yeah.
I'm with him. I will never forgive him for bringing that dog in
took
and
that to
telling
heart.
me it's 2 years old, whatever. So carry on.
No, people took that shit to heart. I was like, bruh. But when you just said, you don't follow me and you wouldn't have understood my character online, that put it in so much perspective. It's,
I said to you, we're all, you know when people go, oh, he's crazy. No, we're all crazy because we actually believe sometimes that everyone has access or is privy to the information that we have. We believe the whole world has it. We can't understand why this person can't, because you're a madman. You're actually insane. Why the hell do you think this Yardie boy is just gonna know how your Twitter is? I don't even know how my Twitter is. So you know where I'm coming from? If someone says to me, you tweeted this, I'm like, no, I never. No, oh shit, I did. Like, so I'm not privy to anything. So then it's just nonsense on Twitter. I love it, man.
Yeah, also as well, one tweet as well can take your tweet outside of of the people that know you or understand you. Just one retweet. And then before you know it, that now just becomes a whole next man. Like, I remember the little narrative, I wasn't even going to bring it up, but the 4-second thing that these lot had of us on Twitter about, oh my... And by the way, can I say, Poet, yeah? You see, whenever I see like an outraged tweet about maybe something that we've said or I've said or whatever it is, I always read the tweet like this. Oh my God, I'm so upset. My feelings are hurt. Then the next part of the message.
I actually fully hear that.
So that's how that's how I read the bit, yeah. Oh my God, you lot was laughing at natural disasters. You lot was laughing at. Oh my God, my feelings are hurt. And I'm like, what's going on here? One clip that's being retweeted can just take the whole thing into a different circle, and then it becomes a whole different level of interpretation. And it's so mad.
100. That's why you got to sometimes do the translation that I do. Because I know Twitter's nonsense. And for example, when that happened, tell man, shut up. Do you know why? They don't understand why you're being so rude. But guess what? Because I'm telling the truth. Watch this. Because I'm telling the truth, you know what happens? Eventually they go, oh, that's why he was angry. They will never come back to me and apologize. They will never come back and say anything to me. But you know the beauty about it is, I know I was right. That is how selfish I am. I don't care. Because Chuckie hit me up and goes, Poet, you don't have to respond. I'm like, I know I don't, but guess what? They're wrong. And they're going to get a shock of their life.
I'm not really, like, I'll respond here, and I've responded, like, in this situation. Basically, they thought we was making a joke about small islands. Yeah? And the island that everyone took it as that we was joking with wasn't even the first island we was mentioned. I think there was a bunch of different islands we'd mentioned, but they'd taken this island that they had natural disasters or whatever, and it wasn't even about the population of the people that was in there or reduced because of the natural disaster. It was just the small island. You either find it funny, you don't find it funny. You can either sit and wait for the next joke, or you can just fuck off. It's fine. So for me, more time when people are doing, oh my God, my feelings are upset, whatever. More time I ignore it. Unless they're rude. I can tell. You see, like, if you tweet me, and as you tweet me, I can see that you're blinking in a funny way. I can see that through the thing. Block.
I only found out, it sounds mad, yeah, I only found out you could block people this year.
What? Have you not followed Jamie?
Bro.
Jamie told everyone.
I could not believe it.
Serious?
Bro, you see me like I'll be reading tweets, yeah, and I don't get rattled easily, yeah, but I get build up of this one rattled me a little, this one rattled me a little, this rattled. Then your one might be the least, but if it's the one I saw,
it's a straw.
Yeah. instead of just blocking these guys. And there was one guy, yeah, I just know it's just going back on me. Like over the years, I just kept on seeing his face. Like, but why are you on me?
Right.
I skagged out, started tweeting nonsense, and then like 3-4 days later, I looked, and I was like, fuck, I can't take that shit back.
Oh, because you
I was just rattled, just started tweeting. You know how much it cost to do this? I just lost it. And I was like, fuck, man. Let this guy
They
get
drew
me.
you
Yeah,
out.
stinker.
Got me.
It's a stinker.
I get drawn out all the time, man. But why are you upset that you're
He
human?
probably gets drawn out regularly.
Yeah.
No, because I'm the hypocrite that will be telling Dave, you can't be rattled, you're an artist. I'm the one that will be telling Hus, how can you respond? And
So then
I
why don't you just don't do it no
respond.
more then? That
I'm
pressure
like-
you put yourself on.
Now I'm just like, bro, now like my managers will have my socials, yeah? And like they like if I'm gonna tweet something, I'll put it in a draft and send to my manager and say, yo, is this
Suitable?
Is this cool? Because do you know what I mean? Because I'll just tweet it, man. I'll just do it. And because a lot of the time I've not responded to 1,000 things that rattled me, what's one gonna do?
Yeah.
Like realistically, nah.
I think
can't.
if I'm being honest, the thing that does rattle me is a little bit when my people
Yeah, that hurts.
misinterpret me in a mad way, and I'm like, you know what? I understand that some of you lot don't maybe not even watch this or may not know my, but I'm like, you think like how could you ever think? How could you think that? Like, how could you ever think that? Does get on my nerves sometimes.
That's the reason why I get
was
rattled. And the killer is, I'll get rattled because of that, and then I'll see someone else say it, and I'll just get mad. So, for example, sometimes my brethren, I always say to them, don't leave a comment in real life. Like, you actually know me. You've looked at that video, and you have access, and you know where I live, you know my mum, you know all of this, but because that's the popular conversation, you bring it to me.
Yeah.
You're an idiot as
Oh
well,
yeah, no, I
man.
never do. I'll just make a phone call.
No,
you know,
you just
I'm gonna divert the conversation quick and then come back again. The PNB Rock thing.
Oh, man.
Mad, sad, isn't it?
Hey, there's a video of a Crip explaining what happened.
Is it?
Yeah.
No.
What are they saying?
What did happen?
Ain't no motherfucking way, bro.
Wait, how long is this?
Why?
Yeah, how long is that?
Is you not from out here and you in the trenches, cuz, with work on like that? On the east side? I mean, you could do it. I see niggas like that, you know, wearing pieces like that all day over there in that area. Me, I wear whatever I got. You feel me? But I'm from out here. So when niggas see me, they gonna know that's the homie. Bro.
So I think we get the
Yeah,
Crip gist of what
So
he's
he
saying.
basically was in the hood
Yeah, he
with
was.
things on or whatever. Yeah, it's sad, man. Sad. And I know that like there's a lot of different types of conversations being had. I see one about the location thing. That people like you're having to be wary about putting your location because man, you put your location somewhere and before you know it, like people roll up. Did you see that?
What's that?
Like that discussion.
Yeah,
Yeah,
brother.
it's just-
The way they attacked the
a
the
big-
woman, I couldn't believe what was going
It
on.
wasn't the
'Cause,
right
like,
time to attack her, but
Listen, I don't think it's and I don't. Do you know what it is, bro? Like, I just don't think you attack her at all. I
No,
don't
you don't
understand.
attack her,
There is
yeah,
no.
yeah.
There's no.
Yeah.
Cause the person that is responsible for the situation is the person that pulled the trigger. That is who you give all the responsibility to. You can say to anybody else, we have to be a little bit more wary about what we do, but we cannot put blame on anybody other than the individual that is in question.
I agree
It's
with
got
that.
nothing
yeah.
to do with the woman.
I agree with that. But for example, like say me and my girl, we'll go Tinseltown or something, whatever. So
Jesus Christ.
she's snapping the food and putting it. I'm like, yo, that's techie. Please don't do that. That's very techie. Sometimes women or not even just women, anyone in general don't understand how deep it is for the other person. So when people are attacking, it's not the woman's fault, but it's like, yo.
But you know why you shouldn't as well?
Please.
But you know why you shouldn't as well? Because the situation has 100%. And if I've got 90, I might make a judgment. Because guess who actually first said where they were? PNB Rock. Everyone attacked this woman.
I'm not talking on
I know you're
that
not, but I'm saying,
situation.
but that's the
In
reason.
general,
But that's
yeah.
what I'm saying. But in general, that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying to you. But in general, you're never gonna have 100% of the
Oh, never,
information.
but-
So when a situation, and then you get one piece of information, and you go over there, and then you get another piece of information, you go over, and that's what most situations are gonna be. It has to be just a bit of, just chill out. Something bad's happened. That family's affected. Let's give them a little time to mourn and so on and so forth. Allow them. Who done the wrong thing? Let's give it days to find that information. Then come to a judgment. What's happening is people just. When I saw that lady getting attacked online, I just said to myself, I can't believe what's going on, bro. Like, I genuinely can't believe this, bro. Like, man's really getting at the woman for just. Like, if she's done it once, she's probably done it bare times.
Yeah, I didn't even. Do you know? To be honest with you, when this was going on, I didn't even necessarily make the full judgment that they licked him down because of that. Because you know what? Again, someone could have just. He could have just. He's famous. Someone could have just made a phone call and said, "Yo, my man's in it." I could have been the employee, you know. An employee could have said, "Yo, imagine my man's in here." Whatever, people have come and done that. I will say off that, I think there's like a conversation to be had separately for certain types of people about your whereabouts and your location or whatever. Because the reality is like even in this country, you go to Mayfair in the daytime at 2 p.m. in the day. On a Saturday, and man are just rolling up on you and doing all of that. Listen, it is crazy out here, even out here. So I'm like, yeah, them conversations on a site, like, you know what? Yeah, sometimes you have to just be very wary and be careful about where to be. And you know what? I'll be honest with you, I ain't even nowhere near any of that. But you see, when I was DJing for Nike, you see, any time that you saw me posting that I was DJing in Nike,
you were gone.
I posted that the next day. Bro. I used to get phone calls saying, "Yo, boom, yo, what time are you coming back on?" I'm like, "Yo, no, I posted that yesterday, brother."
Every post is 2 days late. If you see me somewhere, I'm not there. Like, bro, you can't be. If I'm rolling somewhere with my dog, I'm with my dog. Like, and it's just, bro, it's so techie. Like, bro, I ain't got no jewels on or nothing, but someone will think I do.
Do you know what it is though?
Just think I do.
100%.
As much as that is, it's also down to who you are and what you... Brother, I'd be so real, man. I'm PNB Rock, and I mean this in the greatest respect. From having previous experiences in LA, which he spoke about, and if you know about LA, I went LA... When did I go LA, Chucks, last year? November.
Yeah.
I'm not even from the States, bro, but I've seen the problems in LA. I've seen Karuchi come out and speak about LA.
What?
I've
in real life?
In real life. The problems in LA.
Wait, did you actually? Sorry, I know this is a terrible.
Oh,
moment,
did I see her?
Flesh?
No, Mitch did. He was.
Oh, Jesus.
That's a whole other conversation, brother.
Yeah.
She's
But yeah, sorry,
sensational, brother. Absolutely. But the conversations and the tone in LA is that people were hit so badly by COVID, like no one ain't got no bread, fam. Yeah. So if you're going to areas like in the hood with mortgage deposits for everyone on the block, man are gonna roll out. Do you know where I'm coming from? And PNB Rock has enough information to know that. So it's just a bit upsetting from my half. Like, bro, man, why didn't you? And I understand you're with your daughter and
He was in his youth.
And his youth. And I know in an ideal world you should be able to go anywhere you want in life. But like us, unfortunately, no one's exempt from the science of life, bruv. It's the science of life. And I just think we have to be a little bit more cautious in certain areas that we go. When you got your family, especially, bro.
You know, with what's his name, Pop Smoke and that, yeah. You know that apparently they like, don't quote me on this, but I heard this numerous times. They shot his watch for like 2 racks. 2 racks. And again, look, let's be clear. To a man them in the hood, 2 racks is a lot of money. But when you look at a whole life,
2 bags
and the watch as well, which is probably 50 rack minimum. 2 man are risking their whole, and it's nuts, you know, because you see in America, yeah, you have life without the possibility of parole. Do you know what that means? That means the only way that you're getting out of prison, yeah, is if fucking, I don't know, the president looks at this specifically and says, nah, there's something a bit off here. Other than that, when you are in jail, no one is looking at you. You are never coming out of jail. In the States? Yeah? In States.
Yeah, checking France. I'm checking France now. The man that went to rob Kim K is on road now. He done a television interview the other day.
I saw that the other day.
This is so. It's just like
the point I'm making is that like that is not deterring anyone. I'm taking the thing and I'm shotting it for whatever I can get on the road, and that is just where it is. Do you also know that they what was it like? You know, each state has someone that sort of like governs the estate or whatever. Each state or whatever. Yeah. The lady said, if you're a tourist and you come to LA, we can't guarantee your safety.
Yeah, but it's the truth. When I was in LA, bro, it was scarce. There was no one out. Like, and luckily, I'm not in that tax bracket, so I'm good, man. I can walk on the street and wear my little shorts and get my tan. It's my thing. But obviously, if you're in a tax bracket where in which, you know, you're doing your thing, I understand LA's got good views, but my brother, it's not good news over there. Just chill out. You can't just be over it in places where people have no money, just flossing. I even think to a certain extent it's a bit irresponsible.
Yeah.
For your own safety, and like I said, the people in and around you. I hate having to do that in my brethren sometimes. Like, I hate being the individual that if we all go out, I might be the person to get loads of attention. Purely because my friends are going to feel obligated to stop certain things. So more time, I don't even go out certain places. I'm like, I'll just chill in my yard and just... I just don't want that type of responsibility, you know what I'm getting? I get these lot of rappers, I get that they've got to do things and so on and so forth, but when you're in your 30s and so on and so forth, and it's family time and so on and so forth, the way you used to conduct yourself earlier, you can't conduct yourself like that no more. When you're in your 20s, mid-20s, people are hanging around in large groups, like 20 people. Once you start hitting that 30 bracket, people just got bare responsibilities, people got kids. You have to, I think, structure your business a little bit more different. Get security. If you want to go certain places, get security, bro. Ain't no shame in that, bro.
That's a thing here now as well. Enough man here, like, are rolling around with security, and rightly so. I know, like, you know what? Even the trackers on the car thing, that's a serious thing here.
Bro,
What do you mean?
I check my car every week.
What do you mean?
Brother, you don't know that the cars are being tracked
They
and
stick
that?
trackers under your car.
This is the reasons why I'm loving Uber. I'm free.
Oh, yeah.
I'm free.
Man ain't tracking the Uber.
That man's no one ain't tracking my Toyota Prius.
I can't
It's
know
white.
why I hate Uber. A couple times I used Uber, man will pull up to your yard. I'm like, yo, Jay, now this man knows where I live.
Oh, yeah.
Big man, a man came to my yard. A man came to my yard to talk about stuff. He said,
What?
What? A man knocked on the door. But do you know why I don't mind?
What?
Do you know why I don't mind?
What do you mean?
Because the type of energy I give off, any conversation you want to have, it's never going to be that bad. So it's just more a bit of a big man.
You're still a poet, brother.
I hear that, but I just told him,
Don't
big man,
forget that.
we are not having this conversation. You are not coming back to my door. Just
Bro,
allow
I'm
me.
not gonna lie. That would
The Uber thing is techie. Just gotta have one driver.
yeah.
Every time you order Uber, it's a different person.
The thing is, you're in the.
I didn't even like it when my stepdad was dying and that.
Yeah.
And this is gonna be a bit of a mad one, but I remember like I was at my mum's and that, and I felt like we were having carers and that come to. And I remember that was a conversation I had with carers. Yeah. So anyway, the door knocks. My mum opens the door and I could hear my mum talking to the brother, and I thought, this is a young black Don, yeah. And I thought, I don't know. When I've come downstairs, yeah, I could see the look in his face was like, oh. And like, I was so happy that he was coming to obviously look after my stepdad, yeah. But I'm not gonna lie. There's a thing in me that's like, I don't want anyone to just know where my family just live like that. Do you understand what I'm saying? I just don't really... Luckily, the brother was a fucking... To this day, I still think about him. Like, I still... like, and I hope he watches this, and I hope that if he sees it, he reaches out to me, actually.
Yeah.
But his was a wicked guy. You get what I'm saying? He proper looked after him and that. But, you know, even an innocent conversation, like, oh, yeah, boom, like... Imagine I was at such and such's yard. Oh yeah, where does he? And I know man like that. I know man that will say, "Oh what? Where does he live?"
Yeah, but at the same time,
where does he live?
no, have some faith in humanity, you know, because depending on the person that you are, will depend on the response that someone will say. So if you're a gangster rapper and you hear you was at his house doing Sky, yeah, a couple of men might go, "What? Where's his Sky?" Because you know what, me want to sit down in his yard.
I have no faith. I've been in car.
What? You're here with us chatting.
No,
You have faith.
And then
Big
someone's
dog. Lie. Do you
And
believe in
someone's
God?
dog.
Do you believe in God?
Yeah, I believe in
You
not
have
in
faith.
not in that sense, but
Where
like,
Evans
like,
at? You
see,
have
like when you were
faith.
saying like, trust me, bro. Been in the car. Oh, my man lives there. Why did you just tell me that?
What's that?
Like I'm driving with like say
I get what you're saying.
there's a girl or someone in the car who's just like friends. We're driving past for no apparent reason. You've decided to tell me that rapper lives there, right there.
Gal are the worst for that. I'm gonna be
But
honest
watch
with
this,
you.
watch this.
Why did you do
People
that?
do that to me, but why do they give me that information? What the fuck am I gonna do?
Yeah, but okay.
Some conversations you will come. I will tell Chuckie certain things that I wouldn't tell someone
I'm
else.
gonna be
Like,
honest with you.
who cares?
I
Like,
can tell, yeah, you would have said that to anyone. You just wanted to let me know that you know
Oh,
that
that-
person.
oh,
Right.
It's not a specialty.
It's not a special thing. It's not.
Oh.
I don't know you like that. You're just.
oh, it wasn't your brethren.
Yeah, no, you're not
Oh,
a person
sorry,
like that.
I
You're
thought
just
it was-
around.
And do you know what it is as well?
That's techie.
That's
Do you know why it's
dangerous.
techie as well? Yeah,
That's
it's
very
because
scary.
I hear what you're saying as well. Yeah, but sometimes, like, it's the same equivalency of I'm always funny, or I used to always be funny when a girl would invite me to her house party, because many of times, you know what, her friend from South is there. Her friend from North is there. Her friend from this place is here. Then she's telling me, yeah, no, I'm going to be there with me and my friends. Then I turn up with me and my dons, and now all of a sudden there's an area standoff because of... But in her head, she's like, these are just my friends. So now, for her, hear what I'm saying, yeah? Hear what I'm saying. So when someone says, when she's just with her friend from South, oh yeah, they're on the cab or in the cab going somewhere in the car, whatever. Oh yeah, my friend, insert name, lives over there. Oh. You don't know what my man. All you know is that you have a good time with him. When you go out, when you're with him, you go Mayfair, you eat sushi, you drink cocktails. He might buy you a young bag or whatever, and it's lit. But you don't know that in the day, when he's not with you, what type of thing he's carrying on with. Because he's just your friend, and you just know him in a certain capacity. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Don't know who has problems with who.
What? Big man.
Just giving off the information.
Oh. You're a poet, you know?
Yeah, but I don't have a problem with anyone like that. Trust me.
I'm not going to put that in the air like that.
Yeah.
No
you see, it's all love, yeah? But still, man. I do not want anyone going anywhere just randomly going, yo, Jay,
you don't even want that information passed out because you just don't want that information passed out. I don't like people knowing too much information about me anyway. I understand that. So from that
I get deliveries sent here. How about that?
Is it?
Certain deliveries come here.
Bro, I'm telling you. P.O. Box. Divert.
Strong.
Anyway. Divert.
I hear you, man. It's so sad. I have a bit of faith in humanity. I don't know why.
But even insuring your car to your address, you can't do.
Oh, they'll catch you on that one. Listen, get your license and take a picture in front of your car with your number plate.
So what's all this garbage?
You come outside your car, you fart.
Yeah, but then why do we want to get... I'm not getting a car. I'm not getting a car. It just sounds like too much headache. Man said tracker. Man said take picture of license plate. Tax, MOT, insurance. A car seems long.
And car gives you freedom though. You do what you move it. Like I think cars are safer. Just get your tracker checks, 50 quid. Check it every week. Once a week, the guy just comes to your house. Just checks it.
Don't make it seem like this is normal. Cause big man, you know what? You say that, but I am still free. I have London transport, bare things, and Uber.
I am very scared of London. It is a very techie place. I am taking all precautions.
You said just on the music thing and that as well. You said Dave, you felt like you learnt the most or have learnt the most out of Dave from Dave. Yeah, talk on that.
Simply because he was the furthest away from what I did. So if me and Burner or Hus or anyone that's melodic go in the studio, don't even need to speak. Play keys, he runs in the booth. Dave was the only person to say that's not working. Change that. That's not thing. This is why it's not working. And I'm arguing until we change it, and then it works. I'm like, this guy was right. You know? Like, do you know what I mean? He's the one that's gonna pull you up on stuff. He's the one that'll tell you that is shit. It can't run. He's the person where I'm saying, yo, make the thing more viably, and he's going, no, I need to speak. And then I'm seeing like Leslie, an 8-minute song, and people are crying. I'm like, I don't know how to do that still. With lyrics, like I know how to make man dance. I know how to make man and then, vibe. Yeah, and then like so he taught me a lot in terms of, bro, there's different people who want to see different things from an artist, and he has nailed it. He would do a vibe here, then he'll touch on immigration, then he'll touch on Black Power, and then like if you want to listen to Dave's type of music, you can only get it from Dave. He's done it really well, and I learned that from him.
Yeah, so it's good as well when someone like lightly can hold you accountable a little bit as well. 'Cause I saw you mention before that he'd said to you, "No more excuses. The fans don't care."
Yeah,
and then you was like, "Yeah, I'm off my bougie. I'm gonna be off my bougie shit."
Yeah.
To talk a little bit about that actually. Like, where was you?
I got in my own head. See, I said I fell out of love with music. Yeah, I got in my own head. I was listening to like labels, managers. So when we come up with music, I never had a song that was big with a big artist. It was always someone that was around us who was not popping at the time, and we somehow managed to pull it off. Lit. And then I got into a position where now I'm only really working with big artists, and I'll hear you rap, and I think you're amazing. But I still won't do it because you're not going to pay the fee or it's not going to come out the way. And I just stopped. And then it got to a point where I just wasn't working with anyone because the big artists are busy anyway. And then the artists that are talented, like, I'm going to do this and we're going to have to come and talk business and it's not going to make sense. And then for a year or two, I'm not actually putting out any music because I've just kind of put myself in the thing that it has to be big or I'm not doing it. It's the worst thing I could have done because my career wasn't like that. My career was always, it's NSG, that's my brothers. Hus, that's my, do you know what I mean? Dave with some outfits really early. Even with Burner Boy, we were doing Settle Down and them songs way before Burner was Burner now. And then you get there and you go, I want the burners like already. I want to get in. They're not checking for you, but my friend, go and work with your friends. Do you know what I mean?
I've always thought as well, yeah. Just not even just with music, yeah.
Pardon? Some men don't have no friends.
Yeah, exactly. Not even just with music, but even like in just career path anyway, yeah. it's so good to like link with people that are where you are at and that are like-minded with you, because you've got a lesson that was taught to me that was like one of my most valuable lessons. Yeah, was I used to work with this lady called Jackie Davidson. She's like she looks after songwriters or whatever. She's up, and I remember her saying to me that like, you know what, make sure that you are linking up with people that come from where you come from that are in this game as well, yeah, because you know what, you'll have a lot in common. You'll all be very inspired, like ambitious, but also, you know what, like I feel as though a lot of you lot are later on are going to be the guys that are going to be the executives or in 100%. Certain positions or whatever, and that way, you know what, you've already got a relationship. You don't need to now, you know, no one don't know you. You're just trying to make a which is cool, but like there's an extra value in it, and it's mad because at that time I just thought, you know what, yeah, like let me just get out and start meeting people or whatever else. It turned out that I wasn't trying to work behind the scenes anyway, but with the connects that I made, now when I look at it, this one's flipping doing X, Y, and Z at Spotify. This one's a flipping director at Warner. This one's a director over here, there, wherever else or whatever. And we just grew together. Yeah. You understand what I'm saying? It's like, and my phone is good. I can ring a man and it not be a problem because man know that like when I'm ringing it's proper. And I say that about even with artists or producers. I'm like, you know what? Enough producers are like, yeah, like, can you get me so-and-so? And I'm like, bro, find the cold one from your ends. 100%. Link the code. There's bare of them.
One next to you.
There's bare of them. Yeah. Watch now. When that one goes, that one goes off your beat. You understand what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And then you go like, it's there. The connect's always there.
I think for me, that's the best way to work. That's the only way that's works for me. To this day, I still haven't sent an email and got a hit back. I don't know how to do that.
That's not a good bad thing anyway. It's crazy that people are so surprised by that, and it's crazy that people have to like go through so many scarred moments to realize that's the best approach. Because it's like, it's the most honest approach. And surely if honesty is the best policy, I don't understand why you want to do anything else anyway. So that doesn't make sense to me. And then on top of that, there's so many examples within hip hop where that's just what people have done. Yeah. Whether you take a look at Rockefeller and what Rockefeller was when you had sort of Jay-Z and then you had Dipset a part of that as well, that were all like a massive conglomerate who spoke to different audiences within the same parameter. So we're in the hood, but he's talking to the dope boys and he's talking to the cool kids and he's talking to the real gunman, but they were all a part of one group. And you're like, oh my God, imagine you had a group like that. Do you know where I'm coming from? Even Murder Inc., they had like Ja Rule, they had Ashanti, like everybody was doing that. Irv Gotti run the whole. You would imagine the producers all know each other and the vibes that they were making. They had to be friends. You know where I'm coming from. So I don't understand why we believed that it was gonna. Even in early grime days, my G, like Nasty Crew, you had a promoter in Nasty Crew, you had an artist in Nasty Crew, you had a producer in Nasty Crew, you had a DJ. Like we've only been doing stuff like that, and it's what the only bad thing is when you go to another space, which is a business, they just run their business in a particular way, which is not the way you run your business. And you got to find a compromise. You can't go too much in your way and you can't go too much in their way. You just got to find that compromise where you have a couple of your people them that you choose and a couple of their people them. I think that's the best recipe.
I'll be honest, that's what I forgot. It just got to a point, yo, what's his monthly listeners? Messed me up. Didn't get fuck all done.
Serious?
Yeah, just like, what are you checking for? First thing should be, does the person sound good? And then we can think about the rest. But like, I'm listening to the thing and like, this is hard. But I'm gonna waste my time. Damn, I was fucking myself up.
It messes up your scene as well. It messes up the scene that you've come from, because the scene that you come from hasn't got a massive target group for them to make 2 songs and have a great career like people in a bigger large target group. So it's like, it then becomes anyone that has that mentality, anyone down to any artist or producer that has that mentality, you're no longer working for your people or working with your people, you're working against your people. So it doesn't allow the scene to prosper or grow.
I have to go back to, you know what I mean? I'm still particular with who I work with, but it's a lot more open. It's a lot more open. I'm just trying to work in general.
So what, you taking sessions and man don't know the price on that? Because obviously I knew that was a... you understand what I'm saying? I saw that was a thing.
Do you know what, I'll be honest, I think that was...
Was that liquor or was you...
No, so I was a bit waved, but it was...
yeah, I like it.
It was liquor?
Yeah, it was a bit of that and some... but like I was... There was like 2 or 3 things that were in the same topic happening in different places. So like... My managers are booking in sessions, and I'm saying to my managers, beg you let them know beforehand what it is, yeah, because sometimes I'm like, for example, people think I'm just saying this stuff. I've got a beat, yeah, that I'm spending £8,000 on just the strings, yeah.
Whoa.
I've just done the strings and I'll spend another £2,000 on the sax, so we're at £10,000 spent, and then I'm going to do the agreement with the artist, and the artist is saying I'll pay you 5 bags. I'm saying, bruh, so you want me to pay an extra 5 bags to give you a song? How does that make sense? And I'm like, why didn't you not let them know before? And they're like, yeah, sometimes that might be a bit rude or whatever, yeah. Then I'm looking online, I'm seeing certain things, and man are grilling. So I just skagged out, and I was like, bro, by the way, it's fucking 25k for a beat, bro. Like, a lot of the time, I don't even go home with the 25. And it's also very, very like, it's 25 and this amount of points. Right. Somebody would turn around and go, I can't give you 25, I'll do 15, I'll give you way more points. Right. It's the starting point. If you're not my guy, that's where it starts. Right.
I hear that.
Do you understand? That's where it starts. You might turn around and say, I'll give you 3 verses for your artist project because you're doing your artist project. You ain't gonna have to pay the fee. But if you're not doing none of that, I don't know you from Adams. First time I met you, got in the studio, you've told me, yeah, this will sound sick with an orchestra. This will sound, and I've gone and arranged all of that, and I've paid up front because artists don't pay you until the song comes out. Right. And a lot of time they'll pay you 6 months after. So I've spent 10k out of my pocket to get your song right. And you're telling me you're gonna pay 5 bags? I'm wigging out.
Strong.
I'm wigging out.
Again, do you know what it is? It's I understand where you're coming from because of but it's just a lack of communication. One thing we all have to be aware of, this is a nuance to us. There's not generations of people within this country that have done music at this scale and have an understanding of it. Mm-hmm. This is new to all of us. So even when you're going through certain situations, your management will know, your agency will know, the label will know, but you think Donny from the block will know this shit. He just wants to make a dope song. Yeah. So it's just about communicating with everybody that's in the ignorant parts of the business to let them know this is the procedure. And I'm not suggesting you do, but some people I do see get frustrated. You shouldn't get frustrated with people that don't know something. You have to just say, cause this is my procedure, you know? Do you know what I mean?
My problem was, I was under the impression you knew this before you came in the room with me. So when we've done the work, and then the worst thing is, I just told you the process of I'm spending 2 months on this song. And I spent money, and sometimes the artists will just change their mind and go, I don't even want to put it out no more. So now I've spent 10 bags in 2 months on the song that's no longer coming out. Okay, cool, I just have to hold it. So when you come and we do a next song and it's coming out and I'm telling you to pay, I'm charging you for time spent. And artists always, like a lot of artists feel that their time, the 4 hours they took them to write their verse is worth more than the 1 month it took you to do the song. I'm like, bruh, you're violating here. And then you look online and you see someone say, this guy, just because he's hitting beats, whack, 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 he wants to be charging. I'm like, do you know what? My guy. Like, do you know how many times my account's been in minus to get a song finished or to rent studio or to buy equipment because...
That must have been a long time ago.
Bro, my account still goes in minus up to... Bro, like,
that must have been a long time
I can show you invoices of strings I did the other day and the production fee's not even going to cover. Right. I'm not actually going to go home with a penny. I won't make no money. The strings guy is going to make money. The bass guy is going to make money. They're all going to make money. I will have no money. But I'm the one who's going to get grilled online for charging that fee.
Because you're producing the whole situation.
Because I'm producing the song. And you're getting grilled and you're like, bruh. And then when it comes out, it does well. They'll come and discredit you on top of it as well. I'm like, fam, you might not taking the mick out of me, bro. Like,
do you know what these things are? We need to start, I hear you. And it is painful because man's putting their heart and soul. I hear you.
I take this
just talk to the right people. No, of course we take the thing serious, but talk to the right people because you know what? People like yourself need to be protected because like you're the ones that create the sonical experiences for our day-to-day lives. Like there's a level of appreciation I have for you because of what you can do to my day. I don't know if I can do that to anyone's day, but I know if I can put on a Skeppy rhythm and I hear J5, all of a sudden, Skeppy and J5, I'm in a good place. I'm in a really good place or something like that. So, like, we should be protecting people like that, but at the same time, you got to protect yourself, fam. You can't keep putting yourself in environments and with people that don't really understand you and your procedure because you'll spend half your life having to explain that rather than making the fucking music. Do you know what I'm saying?
And that's why I thought, let me put it online so everyone who will potentially do that. Yeah. That's what I thought. But it didn't go. But like, it worked to a certain degree.
A manual.
I felt like a lot of sessions started pulling out. A lot of people. Right. It worked to a certain degree, but then
whoever was serious stayed.
It's a nice filter, but then also the grilling I took for that.
By who?
Well, you need to see what people do to you online. You know me. Goes off. Me, when people catch me, they.
Yeah.
Your Twitter hasn't gone off like mine in the past 10, 15 years. Just like they're talking to me. Yeah. I'm telling you, it's just like I said. If it ever go online and you see abuse like that, I bet if you took a walk in your area, the love you will receive.
No, of course. That
Tenfold,
goes without
you know what I'm
saying.
saying?
Yeah, that goes without saying.
Maybe not for some. No, for us, we know, you know, Chuckie. We actually know because this is our life. But if you're an artist or producer, if you're doing something that doesn't involve talking shit every fucking week, Chuckie, you don't know. I'm telling you, you don't know. I have artists complaining about 10% of their audience all the time. These times, 90% of the people that love them are being neglected.
Yeah, honestly, I think that's what I actually did. I looked at the negatives, and I lost it. And then 3 days later, I was like, fuck, man. It wasn't that deep for me to go.
Yeah.
Say all of this shit, took all this business online.
Just go and look at your location comments. I would go and look at Dave, JAE5.
Oh, okay, I get what you're
If you
saying.
send me your location.
Okay.
I would just go look at them comments. I wouldn't go. Because I'm telling you, lot, everyone at home, some of you lot are addicted to pain. I think you're genuinely addicted to pain. If I had location as one of my songs, whenever I felt bad, those are the comments I'm going to. I ain't got to go see things that I know are bad. I have 20,000 comments on something lit.
Yeah, fair play.
Come on, my brother.
How often do you go home? Go back home?
I go home at least a minimum of once a year.
Right.
I'm trying to do 3-4 times a year because like Ghana is important to me.
Right. Why?
I lived there for 3 years and
You got dipped.
I got dipped.
Yeah, you got dipped.
But it's the best thing my parents.
That's how I live. I got dipped.
I got this. They told me holiday.
What was it? How long did they tell you was gonna do?
To be fair, they did.
Your parents dipped you.
My parents, bro. To me, I can't say that they told me we were going for like, let's say a month, 2 months, yeah. And then when we got there, they said it would be okay 1 year, just do a year. Ended up being 3 years. But for my brothers, ended up being 7 years.
was on-
For NSG,
he did
they
what?
7.
Huh?
NSG did 7 years. Like my 2 brothers in NSG did 7.
So
What?
He basically did it with the possibility of parole.
Yeah. So me and my older brother started skagging out, started doing mad things in the area, and it was like, okay, we need to get these guys back to London. Right. My little brothers weren't so. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
It works in your favour though.
it's the best
Yeah,
thing my
100%.
parents could have ever done for me. You know, I couldn't make the music I make now. All my music I make now was an attempt at trying to do grime or trying to do hip hop, but all I've been hearing is Afro beats and high life, so it always had the influence. But when I came to London, it was just like a shit version of what they were doing to them until it became cool, and then it was like, oh, you create something new. I didn't create shit. It was just vibes in. So I think for musically it was the best thing, but also the culture, the respect,
Right.
and also like even things like when I was growing up, they made it seem like back there is
Oxfam.
yeah, bro.
Right. Yeah.
Over
yeah.
here, man's struggling. Back there, man's got cleaner, driver. Like, what?
yeah.
Living like a king.
Yeah.
And then when I go back home now, bro, like
Different.
it's different, bro.
Or the love over there.
Oh, the love is different.
Ghana
you're like,
is
oh, I'm
beauty,
somebody.
Right.
You are somebody though.
Right, yeah.
Over there is love.
You're
But
someone here as
there's
well.
general, like it's real love. Like it's real love. Like man will chase your car and cry.
Yeah.
Like it's real love. Even outside of that, just business and everything over there is a lot better than it is for guys like me over here.
Right. So you know what? I say this and I'll never stop saying it. Yeah. Going to Ghana, I went last year. Yeah. It was a massive eye opener for me. Like, granted, I spent most of the time in Kumasi.
Yeah.
But when I went to
What's
Accra,
the Kumasi?
it's their
Area.
second largest city.
It's where I'm from, so that's
Is that where
that's
you're from?
Yeah, I lived in Accra, but I'm from Kumasi.
Oh, okay. I filmed the documentary with Rialto.
Oh, sick.
Yeah.
Sick.
Chuckie's been out here though.
He's active.
Come on,
It
passport,
was good. It was
stamp up.
sick. It was
Oh,
sick.
it's beautiful out there, man.
It's
Proper.
sick, and I love being in community. You get what I'm saying? Whatever that looks like, wherever it is, I'm always trying to be in that. So like being there with them, I was in the thick of that. But also going to Accra and then seeing like the level of lifestyle that is out there that you never see.
Bro,
Like you're only seeing it because man's got Instagram and that now.
Yeah, you go Kempinski, you forget that you can't believe that's Africa. Like it's beautiful and it's general love. You know one thing that woke me up. Yeah, when I went Ghana and the first time I was there, all the neighbors came and they greeted you and everybody introduced themselves. When I came London, I was walking down the road. The first thing was, "Where you from, bruv?" You know how different it is. I ain't seen you before, cuz. What are you doing around here?
Wait, ease up, my
So
brother.
different. Over there, everyone came and introduced. So it's not about, you're someone. When I say someone, it's not because I'm J5. It's generally love. They really function on love out there. Over here, it's real hostile.
No, it's not, man. Do you know what?
where
Nah,
I'm
you
going
lot are
is,
advertising this thing badly, you know. I think a lot is what's... Nah, I'm not on
Where
it.
I grew up was real.
Big man, I grew up when they started the riots, I hear you. But what I'm trying to say to you, yeah, is cause a lot of life is down to your expectation a lot of it's down to your expectation, and a lot of it is down to where you pay most of your attention. And I'm like, brother, if you came to where I'm from, just in my area, man would love you, bro. Man would show you so much love, genuine love, and then you go and they'll be like,
they'd love me maybe because of music or whatever. If I just generally went there on a normal day, like my dad used to send me Tottenham to go and buy food, yeah, it was techie. Bro, it was. I had no business being there. And
you know what? I was talking about my area where I live now. Maybe Tottenham's a bit.
It was techie. That's what I mean by hostile.
My area. No, I love my area.
Anywhere I went in Ghana, it was always love. It didn't matter if I was from there or not. If I'm in Plaistow, it's love because I'm from there.
All right.
If I left Plaistow to go Tottenham, it's like, yo, what are you doing?
I've clocked now.
That's what I'm talking
about. I'm not gonna lie.
Ghana's bigger. So there's going to be bigger areas of love. There are areas of love in the hood.
Hey, there's love over here, yeah? Because there is love, man. There is love, but it's love because we know you.
Right.
It's love because I've seen you here a couple times. If I ain't seen you before, I don't love you. I don't know you. Why you here?
But that's calm.
It wasn't that for me.
Right.
It wasn't that.
Yeah, because everyone knows who you are.
No,
in terms
when I was a kid.
No, because you're Ghanaian, everyone knows you're Ghanaian. Over here, big man, my neighbour's Polish. On the other side, he's Chinese. Across the road, he's white.
Big man.
I don't know what's going on.
I don't know what's happening here. Tottenham smoky.
No, you're not doing it.
My dad was risking my life for food.
No.
Every time I go there, like, bro.
Don't do this to the ends, man.
You want me to go and buy Bangkok? Like, are you sure? You want me? And he's not understanding. I'm saying, bro, it's I can't, like, bro, why am I there?
I swear,
the Yardies on one side, the Ghanaians on one side. So
the Ghanaians and Yardies are lovely people.
Yes,
we eat great food. Shout out Ekra Banks,
I'm floating next
High
to the
Roads.
Ghanaians because I'm like, yo, I can speak the language.
Yeah,
Charlie.
You know what, Jay?
Charlie,
If I couldn't.
I hear you.
Jay,
I do hear
Jay,
you, man.
I'm going to throw Tottenham under it even more.
Don't do this.
Listen, even Peckham's all right now. Yeah,
what?
That.
Even Peckham's
all right.
Nah, they're roller skating in Tottenham. They're roller skating in Tottenham.
You know what I'm saying, mate? There's fucking rooftop bars in Peckham, mate.
What do you mean Anthony Joshua was fighting in Tottenham? Don't do this to the area.
Big man.
We're trying to change it. Chick King's still there.
Right, okay.
Allow us, man. I hear you, but do you know what it is? You're right. It is mad in certain places, but it's also good. And I just think the badness is so loud. So when we come here, because some people ignorantly watch this, don't know nothing about it. I don't want to say to people it's just bad. It's not actually that bad. It's bad. It is bad. In fact, it's very bad.
Just don't go Tottenham. If you are a person who's coming to the country for the first time, don't go Totty unless you know.
No, they skate in Tottenham now. Do go Tottenham. Recessed on a dance there. It was nice. Just go there when there's a dance.
Don't get me wrong. Every area is lovely when you know the people there. If you don't know the people there, you have no business there. Do not go there.
But Classford's in Broadwater Farm. I used to play football there. Great place.
Broadwater Farm.
Just don't go front line.
Just don't go
the
front
fact
line.
that you have to say that. Just don't go front line.
Yeah, but do you know what? No, hear me out.
Nobody says don't go Osu. Nobody says don't go Osu. Don't go Kumasi. You never hear that. It's not a thing. It's normal for you to say that. Just don't go front line. Have you ever heard a Ghanaian say, but just don't go?
All right, cool. You see Jamaica. Jamaica's beautiful. But there's certain places I'll tell you, don't go.
Yeah, and I would say the same thing I say about London and Jamaica. I'm staying where the tourists are.
No. Wait. See what is happening? All right, now you see me. So what I'm saying to you is, Jamaica is small, and Tottenham is even smaller. If Jamaica was the size of Nigeria, there might be bigger places where you're like, this is really nice. You might not even see the badness, but in the end, there's one part where you can play football, have a good time, and literally across the road, there's chalk on the floor. So I hear you, but there is still good.
All I'm saying is, Tottenham is Tivoli Guard. That's all I'm saying.
Bro, hey, I used to be sweating through that place, and I don't sweat. Bro, it was a scary place to be.
Oh man,
it was a scary place.
We're not done though.
Why?
Poet, Howlers.
There's some, you know.
You got some Howlers there?
Chuckie, do you know what? Last week was a weird one for me. When before in there, dog, it was a weird one. I read the comments, and everyone expected me to go at the royal family.
Okay.
Everyone expected me to cuss this 96-year-old woman who's no longer here, and get on the family for the things that they've done. I've done it probably every week for years. Yeah. And then the one time I go, well, they're dead. Let me give it a bit of a break. Yeah. Everybody, I like to respect the dead. Yeah. Irrespective of what they've done in life, they're dead. Some people are affected. I'm not saying I'm not going to never bring it up again, but I like to give people time to go, you know what? I give them a little day off. So the first howler is to the comments. You lot had a stinker. You want me to get on some flipping 96-year-old woman who's just been dead and their whole family for what?
Right.
Allow them. But I'm back with you lot now.
Go on.
Because they did have a stinker.
Go on.
Sky News. I don't know what you thought you were watching,
Right.
but since you want to stick up for the Queen, you want to do big stop football, you want to do all of that, we can do our equivalent for Mr. Cabba and his family.
Right.
Because they were taken. He was taken for no damn reason.
Right.
And when I see people marching, when I see people doing big talk, you know what? Forget, when I see Stormzy holding the mic, he's from South London. That's a big representative from South London. Him speaking about it is impactful. It's important. It's got nothing to do with the Queen. So the fact that a situation like that manifested, but for some strange reason, Sky News want to do some big celebration to say it's the Queen, but then when they get it wrong, some small apology, I have to give you lot a stinker. That is disgusting, brotder.
It's
Disgusting.
outrageous.
Enrageous. I was in my yard.
At
Strong.
this point, I think they do it on purpose, man. I can't lie. There's no way you miss.
Do you want to give the context for
Yeah.
people that don't know what you're talking about?
So basically, I believe, what day was it? I can't remember what day it was. I was just like, this is a bit mad. But within the week of the passing of an individual by Steve Cabba, have I got it right?
Yeah.
Chris.
Chris Cabba. This individual passes away at the age of 24 years old. Not 96. The individual didn't have the opportunity to have a family and buy a big house and go on multiple holidays and do all the things that you would want to do in life. Didn't have them opportunities. His life was taken from him at the age of 24 years old due to a police officer who probably went home and made love to his flipping wife that same night. They have them opportunities, police officers. They can kill people and go home. Unfortunately, individuals that are from poverty-stricken areas that you spoke about, like Tottenham, it's bad. Well, when they do something like that, they go straight to the police station. They go straight to jail. This guy doesn't. So the community of black people spoke out and done a march, and they went to central London to let people know this isn't right. Now we should get some advertisement like that, or we should get some publication where it's telling the truth. Yeah. At that moment right there, what the people done is so powerful, they deserve to get all the credit. You give the credit to the Queen and the monarchy.
Mad.
I can't stand with you.
Violation still.
I can't stand with you.
Big one.
Cabba's family's crying, brother. Like that.
So
That was mad,
They posted. They showed the what was it?
The march from a bird's eye view from a helicopter and
said that
claimed
they
it
were-
was
They were marching for the Queen.
Queen.
They tried to say they were marching for the Queen.
Right.
Did you see the complexion of the people? You think
Right.
they're marching for the Queen?
In it.
Yeah, idiot.
In it.
Down there looking like Cocoa Pops from the top. You think he was marching for... Yeah, idiot.
Nah, it's right. But I can't lie, man. At this point, you do it on purpose, man.
But you know
On
what?
purpose, man.
This is the thing. If I was them, I wouldn't do that on purpose. Do you know why?
Poet.
Yeah.
That's a yellow card.
It's a yellow card, innit? That's my people, man. Why I'm here. Say about my people. My people, them.
Cocoa Pop.
Call me what you want. Caramel, Twix, whatever. I don't care. I'm here, innit?
Go on.
I'm telling you right now, honestly, Sky News, you think by doing that, you're strengthening your situation. You're not. What you're doing is you're just reiterating to people like Jay, when I go back to Ghana, I feel at home.
Right.
And now that we've got every generation thinking like that, before you know it, bro, ain't no one going to be here to be sorting your country out, fam. We're going to be all making our own vibes.
100.
So that's what I'm kind of hoping actually happens, because this country, that
100.
was, to me, so disrespectful. So disrespectful. And a little apology on TV, then I cut it.
Dead.
That's disgusting.
More?
What else is happening? I can tell you some more. You know this country loves me. And I love them. And Chuckie, they done something. It wasn't even this country. I've got to bring something happening in football. And usually I don't bring up football stuff here, but I have to bring up this one because this
What
one's a
team
bit.
you
This says Arsenal. Why are you kissing your teeth for?
I support Arsenal as well, but I don't watch football anymore because of Arsenal, man. I can't.
You definitely ain't been watching it because
I don't
Arsenal's doing
I-
well.
Yeah, Arsenal were at the top.
See, bro,
I told you. He only focuses on negative.
I haven't watched football since Vieira was playing, bro.
What?
I'm being honest.
Big man. He's a manager.
Bro, I haven't watched
fuck
football
off.
since then, bro.
I'll tell you what's happening. Racism in football is so mad. It lets you know that if you ever think in life you don't have to solve it, you do. Because the moment you don't solve it in life, in certain sports, in certain fields of entertainment, it just crops up and says, hello, I'm still here. And as an individual, Pedro Bravo, you're having a stinker. Vinicius Jr. scores against Atletico Madrid, I believe. He scores on the weekend. He scores a goal and he celebrates. He dances. And this is what the people that are part of running the game or part of the game in Spain have to say. He's the president of Spanish agents, whatever the hell that means. Vinicius has to respect opponents. If he wants to dance, go to Brazil. This was part of his celebration, by the way. Go to Brazil. In Spain, you respect rivals and stop playing them monkey.
You what?
Stop playing them monkey.
Chatting shit.
No, this is a direct quote. Vinicius has to respect opponents. If he wants to dance, go to Brazil. In Spain, you respect rivals and stop playing the monkey. This is what somebody who has a senior position within football in Spain says about one of the leading athletes in your shit league. Your league is terrible. It's on ITV4, a shit league. You're not the Premier League, bro. You'll never be the Premier League. So an individual from that league that's making it bigger, Vinicius Jr., you're calling him a monkey for dancing.
That is disgusting.
So what's he meant to do when he celebrate? What, the same old, get in there, son. He's Brazilian, they dance.
Do you know what? No. This is what, I mean, this is a deep conversation now, which is a conversation for another day. It is the idea of a person being too big.
Ooh.
They don't like that. When
Why?
they see
Carry
someone
on.
of a certain colour that is, you know, expressing themselves and being in some way like what larger than life, for lack of a better word, it's putting you back in your place. That's what that is. It's about putting you back in your box. There's a very deep connotation to that and a mad deep story on it. And that's why you see examples of it with footballers, for example. When you see a footballer living his life and whatnot, going and spending some money with his missus or with a girl or whatever it may be, what happens? You see people on pundits and that trying to put them back in their box. You see a lot the same with basketball players. It's the same with basketball players, American NBA players and that. It's these people that are at the top that just don't like it when, you know what, you're getting a little bit of money now and you're getting too big for your boots. No, we need to put you back in your box. That's what that's about.
Do you know what? If you want to express that negativity, give me that racism that's not so blatant. You can't just say go back to Brazil if you want to dance and play the monkey. Like, that's just...
Did he tweet that? Or he said
These agents would have said it. They would have said it. These Spanish dons will say that.
The
They
Spanish,
don't
when it comes to
care.
stuff like that, the Spanish, they're not easy when it comes.
They're not easy, brother.
Yeah.
There was no sugarcoating in that.
There was
one.
no... I lied. There was no...
None.
He won't take it back. Oh, he won't take it back, fam. The Napoli president the other day said, I'm not signing no more black players, no African players. I am not signing no more African players.
What? And Geese is
Do you know why? Let me tell you why.
Oshiman's going mad. He said, I'm not signing no more. They just signed Koulibaly.
They're two best players.
But brother, this is what's
Do you think
happening in
that
life.
matters?
You think that matters?
Do you think that them having two... In fact, that probably makes it worse. Their two best players are black. Oh yeah, you know what, mate?
what's
I don't want
rattling
none. Huh?
That's
what's
probably
riling.
riling them. That's
Exactly.
And do you know what? I'm going to make up a little
How often
lie.
have I got to turn up with banana skin and that to drive man out? Like, it's long.
I'm going to lie here. The striker wears a mask because he broke his nose. The mask is white. I don't feel like it's like that no more. I feel like he can take it off. But he has to keep it on.
Right.
That's how I feel about Napoli. And the last one here is a bit more light-hearted. I just done that because some of the comments are a bit upset. Here you go. Now you're happy. But I'm not happy with some brothers from our vibe.
You can't even pretend that you still
Is that genuine? Is that genuine?
What is Genuine doing? What's happened to Genuine, Chuckie, man? This was my brother. He was out here asking girls, is there any more room in them jeans? Have you seen how big his jeans are? They're curtains. They're like this. There's bare room for everyone in your jeans, cuz. I'm sorry. Genuine shouldn't be dancing on stage. Genuine has about 10 children. I don't know if he's dancing like this because they're finally
Yes, he
adults,
has,
so he's
yeah.
free, but... JAE5, if I ever hear Genuine, JAE5, I'm not chatting to you no more. What is this?
now look me in the eyes and say
You know what? He's just a little bit old. He just needs a little bit of WD-40.
WD-40?
Yeah, man.
I feel like sometimes you could just, when you're a legend, leave it.
Right.
Just end nicely. Just stop.
Yeah, gracefully, isn't it?
Yeah. Just let it go.
Joe just stands in one spot.
I know, just sings.
He,
I love
fam, he's had the Margs haircut from early.
it. Bald.
Just do that. Bald head, 10 hog, keep it moving.
Strong.
I don't know what Genuine's doing, but Alicia picked me out adults now.
Hey, J5, love for coming through and
Thank you
sitting
for
with us,
having
my
me,
bro.
Shall I?
Really. What's next?
I don't even know, man. I'm winging it, man.
What? Serious at this point?
I've always been winging it. I'm winging it. I know I'm working on a project, but I don't know when it's coming out.
Your own?
Yeah.
Why are you lying? You said that you got a weekly little thing that you do,
a
a to-do list, and now you're winging it.
I've got a to-do list of songs I need to finish, but in terms of what's coming, when you say what's next,
Yeah.
you're talking about what's
I know
coming
what
out.
you mean. Yeah.
I've got 1,000 songs on the computer, but I don't know what's coming out.
Yeah, I mean, like, that's what I meant as well. Like projects, things.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
get what
no
I'm saying?
clue.
Yeah.
No clue, bro. Like, the way things chop and turn and change for me, and also because if I'm producing for another artist, it's in their control.
Right.
If I'm producing for me and I've got 2-3 artists on it, it's in their control.
Right.
Because I need to get clearances. So
Yeah.
a lot of my stuff is in other people's control.
Yeah.
Well, if you want, bring them Tottenham. It's a really nice area. We can sort out that clearance.
Absolutely not.
What do you mean? We've got stuff.
I want to film something with you as well soon called
Yeah.
the checkup, but I'll explain it to you later and how different it is. But bro, thanks for coming, man. I do appreciate
Thank you
it.
for having me.
You know what I mean? More blessings, light, all of that type of stuff, man. You've
love.
made such a strong, incredible imprint on the music scene, and I think like you've really gone from one of the best producers, well, one of the best beat makers to like a really world-class producer now. Do you get what I'm saying?
Thank you, appreciate it.
And there's a different level to that. So yeah, man, honorable shout out to you, my brother.
Can you do one more thing for me though?
What's that?
For every negative comment you want to focus on, you five good ones.
Yeah.
That's it. I think that's fair.
I'm working on that. Nah,
That's
to be
fair,
honest,
that's
see,
fair.
A lot of the stuff he said today, I've taken in, you know.
That's fair.
Because his perspective on the way he looks at it, some of them I've not
Good, really
considered. So, yeah.
Thanks for listening, everyone. Yeah, love.